Smelly Bakus, welcome back to another episode of Katawa Shoujo. Last time, Misha and Shizune wanted us to join the student council, and I think that was about it, yeah. It was a pretty long part. Let's load up our save. Alrighty, let's just jump right into it. During afternoon classes, the long-haired girl came back and sat down in her seat without a word. Again, no one seemed to notice, or if they do, no one says anything. I wanted to ask Misha about it, but I don't want to be nosy. After school, Shizune and Misha. Oh, give me a second. My music's too loud. There we go. That's right. Okay, now I can think with my brain. If I even had one to begin with. After school, Shizune and Misha quickly find me by the first floor lobby and latch onto me, covering each flank in case I might try to escape. I feel a little offended, but I did consider it. Nevertheless, I'm a bit disturbed that enough people have made a break for it in the past that they are on their guard. What's with the escorts? This doesn't make me feel very comfortable. In fact, it makes me feel like a dangerous prisoner being transported to a cell. Wahahaha! What's wrong, He-chan? ... That's right! We're going to play a little game of Risk, remember? I don't know, Misha. This all seems a little sinister to me. I start thinking that when we sit down to play the game, that they'll tie me and torture me until I agree to join the student council. Well, that's highly unlikely, but still. For some reason, it just seems like it would be so plausible. Getting to the student council room is simple as turning the corner from where we started. Give me a second. What is it that makes you guys being so on top of me seems a little silly? ... That's not true, He-chan. She-chan says that when their life is threatened, people have shown the capability of pulling off superhuman bursts of speed. Life is threatened. Her expression unchanging, Misha sighs something amusingly to Shizune, who makes a baffling face and puts her hands behind her back, looking pleased with herself. Misha frets deafness and hums clearly. Stop that. I know you heard me. You have no excuse, unlike Shizune. Shizune opens the door of the student council. It's a very plain, sparsely decorated room, although it's quite large, maybe even a little larger than most classrooms. There is a big table in the center, surrounded by chairs. A small desk prominently placed in the back that I assume is Shizune's. There is a few regular desks and a chair stacked to one side. Extras, perhaps? Aside from table and chairs, the room doesn't have much else to offer. Just a couple of filing cabinets and bookshelves stacked with old school records and documents. Not much else. In fact, nothing else. This is a pretty bleak room. They could at least put a potted plant in here or something, but most notably, the notable thing that this room doesn't have is in the other people. Are we early? ... No. What do you mean, no? Does it mean nobody else is coming today? ... Yeah, that's right. But I managed to ask why the case is, Shizune claps her hands together very energetically. ... He-chan, let's play Risk. Come on, you promised, didn't you? You have to. Okay, okay. Do you want to know the rules? We can explain them to you while we set up everything. While Misha's talking, Shizune takes out what looks like a board game from behind one of the filing cabinets and throws it on the table. Actually, this looks like kind of interesting. After Misha spends a little too long for her liking running through the basics with a somewhat vague and confusing tutorial, Shizune cuts in and declares the game has started with a decisive motion, slicing her arm through the air. Shizune aggressively is rubbing off onto me. I feel more competitive than I ever intended to be when I agreed to this. Halfway through the game, while I was trying to ponder how to defeat Shizune's assault from two fronts, she breaks my concentration by drumming her fingers on the table to get my attention. ... He-chan, Shi-chan wants you to know that you are taking way too long to make a move. Shi-chan also says we'll let you keep Australia if you agree to join the student council. I thought this was a game with no strings attached. Just the fact that she would dangle this over my head as an offer means she knows I care about the outcome of this game. Anyways, no. ... Shi-chan admires your fighting spirit and would be a benevolent dictator who will spare your people if you agree to join the student council. Ha! You're so competitive, Shizune. She seems to take this as a compliment. I would expect that the student council president to be a little more magnanimous? I don't know what that word means. That word can't hurt me because I don't know what it means. Me too, Misha. She doesn't seem to know what the word means or how it's signed. So she pulls out a piece of paper and writes it for Shizune, who returns sign it back to Misha. Misha presses her index finger against her temple as if she's trying to physically imprint the word into her memory. ... Suddenly, Shizune bursts into a furious gesture. Misha looks daunted by the pace of her heated signing. Oh, wait, please slow down, Shi-chan. Shi-chan, you're going to lose. Tell her I will crush her whole world empire with my rebellion. Okay. The eyes of her shine with childlike mischief. ... She says you have no chance if you keep playing like this. If you keep playing like this, no, you won't. Yeah, attack defensively. We don't want to go after Shizune. Sorry, Shizune is great and all, but she's not my favorite route. And also, I'm trying to get Lily's route since I haven't played Lily's route. I only played like partway through and never finished. It's like she's trying to psych me out. Looking at the board game, I have pretty good defense set up, and I'm not going to wreck it by doing something reckless. After a few turns later, I lose the game anyway. Shizune adjusts her glasses vigorously and allows herself to tentatively fist pump in the air in celebration. ... Wahaha! He-chan, you lost when you allowed me to take North America. I mean, Shizune. I mean, Shi-chan, not me. ... Getting control of North America is ambitious because it provides a 5-army bonus. You can attack it from 3 fronts, so you must defend them all. I thought you'd have more guts. How disappointing. Ambitious, He-chan. You play needs to be more daring. Ambitious. I'm really excited when you took South America, but then you switched to playing defensively just because you gained a small advantage. That's no good, Ki-chan. You didn't take enough risks, and when you did, you didn't follow through. That's terrible, Ki-chan. Damn, what is it to her if I play too careful? There's no need to rub it in my face. ... I wonder if you'd even be good for the student council. Oh, no. What's this reverse psychology? I guess I don't have to worry about joining or not in this case. Dot dot dot. Giving up just like that? I expected more of you. Seriously, is Shizune trying to taunt me into joining the student council? Besides, I don't even want to join. It's only my second day. I can make that kind of commitment. I haven't even taken a look at the other clubs yet. And these two, they're a little weird. Fine, I'll consider joining the student council, but I want to take a look at the clubs before I decide. Really, Hugh-chan? You're not just saying that to make us feel better? Yeah. I'm not sure what I want. Aw. Dot dot dot. Okay, Hee-chan, but you're not going to give up so early. You said maybe. There's still a chance you'll come around. Dot dot dot. Come on, we could have fun. We could play more Risk, and maybe one day you could beat me, unless you graduate before that. That doesn't make me feel any better, any less reluctant about joining, you know. Dot dot dot. Wah! You surely are not the horrible at playing board games. Maybe we can play a game you know, to give you a handicap. I might have said that just to make you feel better after all. Aw, that's cold, Hee-chan. I take a glance at the clock on the wall and realize I spent longer playing Risk than I expected. Sorry, I think I have to go. I want to go to the library if it's not closed yet. Shizune scratches her head and gestures at Misha. How hard could it be to determine whether the library is open? The clock on the right of the wall. Dot dot dot. It should be unless the librarian is absent. I think you're right, Shi-chan. Well, the library is open. It's on the second floor. You can't miss it. Do you want us to show you there? No thanks. It's okay. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Ooh, I did take a sip of water. There we go. One of the flights up the stairs I run into problems. The second floor hallway is a carbon copy of the third floor one. Wide, of course, and plain like only hallways can be. The problem is the librarian's whereabouts are not that easy to determine as one would think. Classes are marked with signs starting which classes belong to, but then there is a plethora of others, unmarked rooms. Is the library one of them, or is it just down the hallway? I bet the latter and choose my direction at random. I turn around the corner. An unmarked door draws my attention because it's not closed. It's not open either, just barely ajar, so I can see it opening and nothing else. It would make sense for the library door to be inevitably open, and this one is the one that's not quite good enough. Ooh, I can talk, I swear. At the very least, it means that someone inside and I can ask for directions no matter how embarrassing it is. I gingerly push the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at any moment's notice. The feeling of, oh my god, how long are we going to talk about opening the door? Just open the door, man. The feeling of being an outsider, the school can't be shaken from my mind, so much as I initially fear doing something wrong by entering. Wait a second. The door creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep. This is much easier than I anticipated. Leaning over and poking my head even further inside of the room as fast as possible, the meek hello on my lips is quickly snatched away. Oh, it's our girl. Dot dot dot. This is not what I was expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of a solitary figure, taking center stage in otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the door staring at the beautiful girl. Inevitably, having her time to assess the situation. The girl gently pushes down her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. I'll have to do a good voice, because we're going through her route, so we need, like, a good voice. Uh, hello. There. May I help you? I think that's good. Staring directly in front of herself, the movement of her lips seemed to break the silence rather than the words. However, its soft, measured voice that reminds me she is being separated from the room itself. Not only is she like the tallest girl I have ever laid eyes on, but among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi, sorry for intruding. I'm kinda lost. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if she's carefully choreographed beforehand. Take a seat. Unexpectedly considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite of her, the girl resting the teacup and the saucer on the wooden table in between us. The way she doesn't track my movement with her head is telling me that slightly cloudiness to her eyes means she's at least partially blind, like Kenji. Come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess she must be half Japanese. You guess, Hisao. You must know. As I take my seat, my composure takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxation, confidence, the silence, entirely comfortable. The calming atmosphere is very different from the student council office. I would take it you're a new student to Yamaku. Yeah, I just transferred in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formalities of her saluted by her restraint bows of greeting. One which I hesitant to match before realizing the futility of my actions. I'm Lily Sota. Pleased to meet you. Hisao Nakai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. As it pains me, I can't keep step with her formalities in the process. She gives a kind nod and takes the request in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea from the collection of supplies laid out on the shelf. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand often lightly touching the side of whichever container she's pouring into. It seems to be a process she followed dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see around her back, she seems to use her long, dainty fingers to measure the right amount in the cup of water. It's one thing to see the different disabilities of the students in the class have, but it's quite another to see how everyone seems to adapt. Shizune and Misha have no problem working together to communicate to me, and Lily herself seems to have worked around for problems I never thought of. I feel slightly guilty about her doing the work. She seems pleased to be following the correct process of offered prepare the drink. So, her soft voice brings me out of the silent observation. Which room are you looking for? It's not often the classroom is visited after school. The school library. Shizune and Misha, some classmates, told me it was on this floor. She finishes pouring water into the teacup as she nods. A small metallic tapping comes through the teacup, indicating she's beginning to stir. I'm aware of Miss Hachime, or Hachimichi, as most students are. To be with them means you're in class 3-3, no? That's right. in the science room with Muto. She gives a small giggle before setting down the teacup and slowly walking towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite a character. I imagine you'll come to like him. Most do. As she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person. Oh god, I hate coffee so much. I don't know if it's like I have a 5-year-old, but I can't stand coffee. Lily, give me your tea. I will drink all the tea, but not the coffee. Coffee gross. But it seems like a rather bad moment to bring it up. Nonetheless, the smell's quite nice. I hardly think it's hard to choke down. Thanks, Sato. It tastes real nice. She smiles and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please, there's no need to be formal. She says this in a simple of spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well. I guess I should try and ask her about herself, as it really does seem she's catering to me. So which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes. Correct. I'm in class 3-2, which is on the 3rd floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, and is that supposed to be Miyagi, like Mr. Miyagi? Is that the joke there? I guess that's the joke there. And he's specifically for both blind and partially blind students. I see. Sorry. I feel like slapping myself for the faux pas. Looking at her face, though, she doesn't seem to be in the least put off by it. My, there's no need to change your speech on my account. Sure. Guess I'm really showing my newness here. An environment like this would be a big challenge, so I can't fault you for that. Well, the same can't be said for everyone. Many have come to terms with their conditions. A category which would include her, it seems. All too ready to jump ship from this particular topic, I segue into another. Do you come here to drink tea often? It's a really nice place. Thinking of it, it might be her version of the place behind my school I like to have lunch at. I come here fairly often during lunchtime. My duties as class rep don't leave me enough time for an official club, so my friend and I use this room for having tea. Class rep, huh? Compared to Shizune, her mannerisms seem to be almost completely opposite. While Shizune is blunt and fiercely driven, Lily seems relaxed, calm, almost aloof. Come to think of it, she might be useful for a less biased view of the school clubs. What kind of clubs are there to join? The more popular ones are track and field club, which use the field near the school during lunch, the basketball club, and the book club in the room near the library. There's also numerous small ones though, and such as the arts and music clubs. At a time when I wanted to get on my feet, rushing into a club right away seems unappealing. I wonder if this school shares the same rule as my old one. Is it compulsory to join a club? It isn't, though it is encouraged. Ah, good, that's a relief. I really let down my guard around this girl to such a thing slip out. The fact that seems to be slightly amusing to her. Not wanting my tea to get cold, I finally start drinking, as does Lily. I look over at the window over her shoulder. I notice the lights coming into the room have a distinct orange tint. Even time doesn't stand still. Oh, the time's gone quickly. Sorry? Right, she's blind. Of course she can't see the sunset. It just looks like the sun's starting to set. It seems as it comes as a surprise to her. I guess she must have lost track of time. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, Hisao. I didn't mean to keep you from the library so long. I move quickly to allay her concerns. No, it's okay. The library is still open, isn't it? She pauses and takes a moment to think. Oh my gosh, I keep burping and hiccuping. It's probably something I should have asked Shizune when I had the chance, but Lily seems so likely to know in any case. True, it's open until 6:30 during the weekdays. A quick glance at my watch confirms I have well enough time to get there. I might get going in that case. It's been nice talking to you, Lily. She smiles and gives me a deep nod. Her head still neatly folds on the table in front of her. It was my pleasure. Oh, come to think of it, shall I show you where the library is? I couldn't possibly ask for more. I should be able to find it alright. Well, unless my navigation skills fail me. Which they seem to have a habit of doing. It's alright. I'm going to be talking to the library there in any case, I could introduce you. Things get better and better. It's hard to deny her offer. If you're sure, then it'd be great. Thanks. She stands up to follow and takes straight rectangular cane that she slipped in. Oh my god, retractable cane that she has been slipped into her hands of the bag on the floor. Well, I can speak. Compared to the cane the boys in the class had, Lily's looked much thinner and longer. Lily got a longer cane than the boys. I'm joking. You must be for sport, where Lily's is for navigation. Together we leave this peaceful room and enter the empty hallway on the library. Alright, I think this is a good spot to end. Thank y'all for watching. And remember, Bakas, stay stinky.